I'm sorry, I just messed it up. Let me see.
It's all good. We're getting it all together.
Okay. Okay, that should be good. It says, can I start video? Please select another video camera.
No, you having trouble coming on camera?
Yes, it won't let me start. I think it's because it's trying to share the camera between Twitch and Zoom.
Hmm.
Let me see if that's
Okay.
it.
Not at all familiar with Twitch. Something else to learn.
It is a process. I'm like, I need a tutor. But until then, learning through trial and error. So I'm going to try to cut off the camera on here. I can't remove myself from the stage because that will stop the audio from transferring. So I don't want to stop. Okay, let me see if I can stop. Device is not connected. Oh, this is a lot.
Is it?
It is, and it's already till 6. Will there be a recording of this that you could share with me?
There will be, yes.
Okay, so I'll just go that route because I don't want to take up any more time.
Okay. I'm checking on here too. All right, I guess we're all here. And I will share the recording with you. We are actually live on Facebook and on YouTube.
Okay, cool.
Um, Probably tag you on Facebook if yeah.
Could you actually tag me on YouTube? Is there a way that do you know how to collaborate on there? That would be better.
No, yeah, way too advanced for me. I can look, but I don't know. Let's see. Um,
What is your YouTube? Let me make sure I'm subscribed.
Wellness Connection LLC. All right, collaborations. I'm inviting, what is your YouTube, your YouTube?
I'm Maya Keeyana. Maya space Keeyana.
K-E-E. I think I'm following you, but sorry,
NA.
Keeyanna. Gotcha.
I just subscribed to you. Wait, is this up? I'm unsubscribing. That was the wrong page. You said the Wellness Connection.
LLC.
Let me see. Gotcha.
I'm sending you some link, I don't know, to collaborate on YouTube. Gave me a link. I just emailed it to you. Hey Stephanie, how you doing? Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience, everyone. We're just trying to make sure we reach as many people as possible in the time that we have. Want anyone to be left out of this conversation? While Maya's doing that, I'm going to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. I am Keisha Cox. I am the founder of the Wellness Connection LLC, and we are an integrative wellness platform with the goal of making holistic wellness services inclusive and accessible to everyone. So we have a variety of virtual resources ranging from mental health therapy through telehealth, live yoga and meditation classes that we do on Zoom, and a resource library with workbooks, journals, and different things that you can access to support your wellness journey and build your toolkit. And part of what we do is we work on building community. So this is our Wellness Warriors community. We try to meet at least once a month to talk about anything wellness that relates to us and support us on cultivating our own wellness practices and being fortified in our journey. So this is Wellness Warriors for June. And the topic today is your voice, your power, speaking up, standing tall, and leading with purpose. So part of what I do is actually I am a holistic coach and I help support professionals with creating a life in alignment because when you're not in alignment, that's where the stress happens, that's where the sickness and disease occur. So just um realizing your purpose, your worth, and living in alignment with that. So we have a special guest today, Maya Graham, and I just wanted to actually give you a moment to introduce yourself and tell us about what you do and some of your journey.
Peace and love, everybody. Thank you for having me, Miss Keisha Cox. I am Maya Keeyana Graham, and I am an all around creative person. I essentially just live, and my life journey has brought me to creating a business called Live and Love Boutique. This brand I launched in 2019, which was to um, create more love in the world. Essentially, I was in 2019. I was 20 years old, and at that point, I was 2 years post a life changing experience, a mind altering experience, which are essentially the same thing. And since then, Live and Love Boutique was birthed as a t-shirt company essentially, where I was creating clothing to just promote more love. And since 2019 up until 2026, it has transformed very much. We've expanded into doing journaling workshops and weekly Moon Day night self love sessions, which is basically a community therapeutic space for melanated women. We just finished up we're almost finished our series of moon circles, which I started this year. And that was a community for melanated women to come and gather underneath the full moon to release all that no longer serves us and to step into all that does, manifesting who we want to be and making space for that. So that our last gathering was planned for the 27th, but it's kind of up in the air now since the location we've been at is no longer available for that date. So definitely stay tuned for how that will manifest itself. But prior to that, we had what, January, February, March, April, May, and there were two in May. So we've had 6 moon circles that have gone really well. I met some amazing melanated women and assisted them as they assisted me on my journey of connecting more with self. In addition to that, I also host the Art Exhibit podcast where I connect with different creatives in Philadelphia just to understand who they are, what they create, and why they create. I'm a person who consumes a lot of music, a lot of art in general, but music being the main one. So I like to talk to musicians and all other artists about what they create and why, and also just knowing as we talk about the power of the word, how powerful music is and the different directions that it can take you depending on the vibrations of it. I definitely love to tune into those type of conversations. What else do I do? Um, I recently started offering sound bowl healing. That's something that I've done for myself. A friend introduced me to that a few years ago, and it's something that I practice in my room. And this year was a year of first for me. I've been transmuting a lot of energy. I lost both of my grandparents this year,
Oh, wow.
along with some other relationships, and it's like things are kind of falling away. So I'm actively using the power of my thoughts and my voice to create a life from the foundation that I've known for a long time. Um, and I am currently expanding my voice through my streaming platforms. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel, which unfortunately we're not live on, but y'all will get this content some way, somehow. And it might be in the Patreon, which I will be launching on the 21st of this month. And yeah, that is me. I'm sorry, that was kind of long, but
It's a lot of things. No, that's wonderful. I just want to ask you if you can put some of those in the chat, the links for your YouTube and different ways people can reach you. So that way we all have it. Um,
yes, I will do that now. Thank you. Excuse me.
So I do also want to invite everyone, if you are not already a part of the Wellness Warriors Facebook group, to please do so. I'm posting the link there. It's free to join. It's a place for us to share resources and information, anything wellness related, so that we can support each other and continue to build in community. Welcome, welcome, Carissa. And I do want to have open conversation, even though we have Maya as our panelist. You ladies are also welcome to join in. I'm trying to also field what's happening on uh, Facebook Live and YouTube to see if there are any questions there. So if I'm not looking, it's because I'm kind of manage the different platforms. So first question, what does the phrase your voice, your power mean to you personally?
What does it mean? Your voice, your power. I'm a very literal thinking person, so essentially it means exactly what it says. And I think just leaning into the simplicity of that, recognizing that it is your voice, which is something that can be complex when we are conditioned by society, by family, by all of the our environment essentially. You know, we are all products of our environment to some extent. It can be hard to differentiate your voice. So that's where the journey, that's where the work should be focused, and just realizing that that is your power. Your voice is your power. I like to visualize systems personally, and the chakra systems is one of those. Uh, I'll look for the sketch in a second, but I always say that the throat chakra is how we condense spirit into audible sound, and that's very powerful. So once you realize that this is, it's not woo woo, it's not fake, it's not, you know, it's mystical because it's magical, but at the end of the day, it's something that you have to learn and have to practice, just like two times two equals four, and it will become just that normal, if that makes sense. So I think it's a very powerful statement. It holds a lot of weight. It's a very heavy truth, but it's one that's an honor to hold.
Absolutely.
And I want to find my sketch. Let me see.
Absolutely. Our voice is our power. I love that concept. When I was younger, I was very, very quiet and I didn't use my voice often. Um, and even now, I'm somewhat selective in terms of when I use my voice, but realizing that sometimes we underestimate the power of our voice, and the impact of what we say, um, how it impacts others. You never know when you're going to say something that someone needs to hear without realizing it, but also how it impacts ourselves and how we speak to ourselves. And I know you mentioned something about conditioning, and the way we've been spoken to definitely shapes the way we think and view the world, and the way we speak to ourselves each day continues to do that. So just being mindful of our words and how we speak and the impact of and power of that of our voice.
That's something that I've been actively dealing with. As you know, from the Sacred Women's Book Club, we are on the Gateway Chapter 6, Gateway 1, which is all about Tahuti and the sacred word. And I've been putting my words on the scale, you know, analyzing the impact that they have and seeing where do these, for example, curse words or words that hold a lot of power, where should I place them in my life? Because I do feel like everything was created for a reason, nothing is for nothing, and they do have a place. And I think our words are also used to protect us. So, for example, if I say leave me alone today because I'm liable to lash out, that is a protective statement of me, you know, warning the people around me because I love you and I'm telling you how to treat me and what I need in a space, and that is a form of power, you know, compared to you could just be silent and passive aggressive or whatever the case may be, but at the same time realizing that there is power in saying what you need at that moment. So that's something that I'm actively going through right now.
Is there a defining moment that you can think of that helped you to realize the importance of your voice?
Defining moment. The present. The present. It's like nobody's going to say it for you. Nobody. People can help you. People can give you what they think you may need. But at the end of the day, only you know what you have to. I'm saying only you know exactly what you're trying to communicate, and only you can do it. So speak up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if there's one particular defining moment for me, but I just think over time I've just realized more and more the importance, the impact of what I'm saying to myself, and reframing a lot of the thinking that I had that was holding me back and letting go of some of those conditioned beliefs, the limiting beliefs, and empowering myself with words. Um,
Hmm.
can you think of what's helped you build confidence? A lot of people struggle with this self-doubt and limiting beliefs. What has helped you build confidence?
I wish I was on my phone so I could pan over to my cabinet of journals. Shout out to my mom who got me my first journal when I was 8 or 9, and I still have that. I have every journal I've ever had over here in this cabinet, and that has been super helpful for me. This is why I do journaling workshops, one-on-ones, and in group sessions because I want melanated women to become more in tune with their own voice. When you journaling is having a conversation with yourself, and I always say this is where the conversation needs to start because you're never alone, you're always with God. So essentially you're having a conversation with yourself and the Most High, and this is where you'll find your answers. This is where you'll find the things that you are truly seeking and searching for, such as like, who am I, what do I need, what is my purpose, how do I contribute to the world. You had these conversations with self, and not to say that we are we're not made to live in a vacuum. We have to exist in society, but this is where the foundation is built. So journaling has been super helpful for me. And I would say the first portion of my journaling life, so maybe like 8 to 18, was just me like just me writing. There was no prompts. There was no, designated. It was just I felt something, I'm going to open my book and I'm going to write about it. As I've grown up into my 20s and so, it became a little bit more defined as I will search up some prompts to specifically address X, Y, and Z. But I think just having those conversations with self and putting pen to paper is very helpful.
Okay. Is there a particular limiting belief that has come up for you that you've had to overcome in order to be more intentional and purposeful?
That it doesn't matter. That it doesn't, like, no matter what I'm feeling, if I say it, it won't change anything. That's something I'm still actively working through because, as you just explained, it does matter. Your voice is your power, and it's like a scale. Essentially, it's going to go back and forth. We're going to fluctuate, but I have to just keep in mind that it does matter, even when I'm not sure of what will happen if I say what I feel like I need to say.
Mhm.
So what? Say it, see what happens, trust in the universe, and know that you'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a common one that comes up. I think, it doesn't matter. And I know one of my mantras used to be my voice matters because I would feel like what I say didn't really make a difference or no one cared. So, or because I didn't get the response that I wanted or thought I should get, it didn't make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Stephanie had put in the chat that we definitely underestimate our voice. I think society teaches us to be silent. Yes, especially as Black women. Right now there's only Black women on the call, so I know that we know that we are taught to be silent, take it, not complain, so this is something that's definitely true for us and something, like you said, our voice does matter and realizing the impact of it. And even though we have a lot of feedback that it doesn't matter sometimes, there is a lot of feedback that it does, and really like reframing and trying to see the evidence that supports that our voices matter. I mean, our children listen to us. So when I say our children, I mean like
I'm here.
community children. You don't have to be
Okay.
a birth child. Children listen to us. Children respond to us. I know when I started this therapeutic work, I had a lot of clients that would remember things that I said and quote me and come back with it. So I'm like, wow, you people are actually listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
So just to know that it does matter. It may not be seen on a grand scale, on a macro level, but on a micro level, our voice definitely is being heard.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like we created this universe. Like, what you mean our voice don't matter? Everything came from us.
Right,
And the
right.
first thing was the word. So it's a
Mhm.
knowing, but like it's a practice. It's something that we gotta a mantra that we have to repeat and keep on instilling itself. And I think also a nuance in that too is just acceptance for the entire spectrum of expression. You know, like where it doesn't always have to be sweet. It doesn't always have to be so tailored and edited because then you end up losing the essence of the message that was sent to you, you know? So getting comfortable with that authentic expression is also something that I like to work with myself and others on.
Hmm. I'm curious to know more about that, your authentic expression, and how do you cultivate that? Um, how do you balance that with the ability to be heard? Because sometimes people don't hear you when you say things a certain way.
I I give it to God essentially because I gotta say what I gotta say, and this is very much my paternal grandmother's spirit, which is like I have to say what I gotta say. I gotta get off my chest. I'm gonna give it to you the way God gave it to me. And if you can't accept it, or you can't like we can't find some type of common ground, not to say that it just accept, you know, it's never with malice. I think
Mhm.
that's the key thing. If the intention is with love and not malice, then there should be some way for us to come to a common ground and for you to understand me if you truly want to understand me. But if you're committed to not understanding me, then I'll just remove myself. We don't have to fight. We don't have to argue. It doesn't have to be that at all. So I hope that answered the question.
Yes, yes. And at the end of the day, we're not responsible. We can't control how people receive things. We can only deliver it in the way we know how to deliver it, you know? And like you said, if it's coming from a place of love, then it's gonna um resonate that way. It may not land with that person that way, depending on where they're at, but if you're putting love out there, then love is being put out there.
Yeah, and it's passionate. You know, I think that's something that we kind of lose when we try to be so professional all the time, and when we think about professionalism and it being something that's well, I feel like it's something that was created by how do I say this? I don't think it was authentically from melanated women, if that makes sense. I feel like professionalism was kind of created for us to exist cordially in workspaces, if that makes sense. And I think authenticity is what we need to lean back into to where we don't have to be so sensitive about somebody communicating how they truly feel because that's how illusions, you know, that's how you start to fall for somebody just saying sweet things. They know it sounds good because they're being nice and they're being kind, but they're not being true, you know? So,
Mhm. Well, I come from a place there's a difference between being nice and being kind. And if you're saying things just to be polite and this idea of professionalism changes depending on the day. So it's not a real construct. It's something that it just really fluctuates depending on who's thinking of it at the time. But, being nice is sort of following the rules and always being gentle and soft, even when it may not be warranted. But being kind is being authentic and honest. And you can be authentic and honest and without being abrasive, right? But you also don't have
absolutely.
to overly sugarcoat things. So there's a way to communicate. And I think it depends on the person. You're doing it the way you know how to communicate and you're being true to yourself. I think that's super important.
Absolutely. It's all about balance for me. Heavy on the Ma'at spirit. It's all about balance for me.
Yep,
And
all about
authenticity, like, that's why the key word to me is authenticity because it's all about the person. We are all manifestations of the Most High, and that's beautiful. It's not meant to be uniform. Everybody gonna be different, express different. I think acceptance and tolerance is what we need.
Krista, was there something that you wanted to add? Are you able to speak into the call, or do you want me to just read what is in the chat?
Let me see. I'm at my grand niece's house, and I'm
Okay.
yeah, but I'm good. I'm good. All is well. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm working on being slower to speak and faster to listen because I talk a lot. And sometimes I feel like I'm not really understanding what's happening because I'm so busy getting out what I want to say and
Mm,
not really actively listening to what the other person is saying. And there's a lot of power in silence sometimes, especially when you're dealing with certain parameters. People are coming with their own experience as well as you are. So sometimes when I'm speaking from my own experience and I'm not thinking about anybody else's experience. And I have to be careful of that because I've gotten into some pretty like tense situations, especially on the job with coworkers and sometimes administration as well, because I want to get my voice out there and I want to have a say. However, I'm not listening carefully to what is being said to me, and I'm not taking account to what the experience is all about. I was talking to someone about the job situation and how a job is just that, if you're not working for yourself. So you have to either play the game or get out of the game because they're not going to change their model for you, regardless of what. So, yeah, so that's about it. Mm,
thank you for sharing that.
yeah. And I humbly understand what it's like to be silenced,
Mhm.
especially as a child, because, it's the old school. You're supposed to be quiet, especially when adults is talking. Like, don't have nothing to say. Sit over there and be quiet. And,
Right.
you have to adhere to that. So that's where that starts. I think it causes a certain level of anxiety in us as we get older, where when we do speak, we're always thinking of a way to say it softly or don't hurt anybody's feelings or just be quiet, you know, in essence. But there's always a way. But I was that child that test the waters. So I always had something to say. And I it didn't matter who heard it and how they took it either. So I was the child that, yeah, everybody was like, oh, that one? Yeah. She can't be silenced. Yeah. And that's it. I was always a free spirit, you know. I'm still that way. It's just that I do take in more listening than I used to do talking because I used to talk a lot. Wasn't listening to anybody. Yeah. Uh,
Interesting. I think I've learned to be very strategic with my words, partially because I'm a therapist and what I say does impact. So I do have to be a little professional, but that sort of trickles into my personal just because it's something that I do like all day. And I've been very mindful, not always on top of it, but I try to be mindful of how people receive things. And I know I can't control that, but I also want to speak their language. And a lot of that is listening and hearing what it is that they're saying and finding ways to identify with what they're saying. So that way that that love is there and authentic because I am truly identifying, connecting with something in them. And I do tend to speak like this 90% of the time, but there's a time and place for everything. And I'm learning I'm learning that
Mhm.
sometimes I do have to be a little louder and a little bit more assertive because everyone is not ready to receive the information this way. So again, adjusting my language, and that doesn't mean that I'm not authentic, but I'm adjusting the way I speak. I'm not going to go to Portugal and speak French, right? They're not going to understand me. So adjusting how I relay the message so that it can be received, but in a way that's still authentic. I
And
was joking with one of my sister circles that I was struggling with being in a space because it's a community space, and I'm like, I'm so used to being in my sister circles where everyone is waiting and listening and encouraging everyone to speak and calling me beloved, and I'm out here in the in the real world. No one's called me beloved. They're talking over me. I'm like, I gotta so the soft gentle approach wasn't working, so I
welcome,
really had to
welcome
adjust
to
my
the
language.
world of
Right.
yes.
Right, but still being authentic. So I think you don't need to subscribe to a model of how you communicate. You communicate in a way that feels genuine to you.
Mhm. It's all about balance, as the young lady said. I like her reflections with spirit and talking about how the journaling and different things, you know, is all inclusive. Like kind of she weaves it all together. you know,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually a question in terms of like how you developed your voice, because we talked about this conditioning and this being silenced and yes, definitely seen and not heard and and the
Mm-hmm.
pop lips to prove it. So
Mm-hmm.
you've been conditioned to take a back seat, be silent, be nice, right? And
Mm-hmm.
these things. So what are some of the ways that you've sort of released that and strengthened your own self-confidence?
Well, for me, I practice yoga and meditation as well. So it grounds me in a different way. And I am spiritually connected. I've gotten into several religions, but Islam is the one that resonates the most with me. So I've been doing a lot of praying and meditating and stuff like that, and it's helped me come out of a shell, some shells that I had prior to that. And public speaking, it's good to get out even if you just go to events where people are up there on the stage and they're speaking and they're doing their thing, because that helps you as well. You see how, yeah, they get up there, they're nervous, but they move past it and they get the message out. Going to poetry readings or open mic or even karaoke, anything that's going to get you up in front of people to speak, that helps as well. I went to an event where they were doing a book signing, Honey in Harlem, and he recited a bunch of his poems, and I brought one of mine to share, and then there were singers and people up there. So it's good to go to those type of events too. That's what helped me, seeing how other people. And I do have a niece who's a national news reporter. So that too, watching her in front of the camera and watching, like, even going down to the studio and seeing what is all into the production and how, she does her thing. I was like, wow, look at these voices in here. Very
Same for
powerful,
you.
very powerful, because the message resonates. Like when people give the news, when people speak and they tell the story, and you can tell that in your spirit, it's like you're there. That's a good storyteller anyway. It's just like you were right there, right, when it happened.
Hmm.
So those things help me come out of my shell of kind of reclusive and not speaking up and not having the ability to be assertive enough and also discern how to go about something without just, because I was the one who would come to family functions And when the conversation started, I'd finish it. Like if somebody brought up something negative about me, I told everything about them, you know? So it was like, you don't want her to open her mouth because what she does is just like, ooh, yeah. So I was the type that if you strike a match, yeah, you would get that fire. Definitely.
So it sounds like being in places where people are using their voice, where it's being supported, where you see people that have been able to do it in a positive way has been supportive of that. What about you,
Right.
Maya?
What's the question?
Um, what practices have you used to sort of strengthen your ability to use your voice?
Definitely. In addition to the journaling, like Miss Charissa said, doing open mics. I've done a plethora of open mics, writing poetry, sharing poetry, being around creative beings. Surrounding yourself with people who can essentially help you because you see them helping themselves. You see how creative expression is working, and just I come from that in my family of poets, musicians, all type of artists. So it's kind of in our DNA. And I didn't mean to interrupt you, Miss Charissa, but when you were talking about your great niece, I said it came from you because we are our ancestors. So it's all passed down, and tapping into that knowledge through meditation, through self talk, has been really helpful for me as well.
So what
Oh,
about
speaking of, I also have a song. I'm putting it in the chat as well. I have a song out called Vision, which is one of my vocal contributions.
Oh.
I will post it in the
remind me?
chat
Maybe
right
we
now.
can play it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's available on even.biz. I'm gonna put that link in there, and it's also on YouTube and streaming as well.
Okay. I think I can
Wonderful.
do that.
Thanks for sharing that.
Of course. Thank
I
y'all for
have to
being
get you
here.
on my niece's podcast.
Absolutely. Listen, we share. I'm all. I'm opening
Yeah,
up this throat chakra, so
she
I'm ready to share it.
she's starting a podcast. She works for CBS. She's a national news reporter, but she works with Gail and all of them. Well, Gail is not is phasing out now, but um, she's starting a podcast. Well, she started it already. I am that reporter. Yeah, Jarika Duncan.
That's
So, yeah, so just get her on your podcast, Jarika, so she can talk to you about her creative songs and you know
I sure.
what's going on with her.
I sure will. Thank you, Queen.
Hmm.
You actually mentioned, Maya, about opening up the throat chakra. So as we're speaking about different practices, definitely throat chakra nurturing would be some great practices. Um, I am affirmations in terms of using your voice, creating some affirmations around that. You was mentioning some sound healing. What is the frequency for the throat chakra? Do you know offhand? We could figure it out.
Frequency, affirmation work. I do not know offhand.
And we
The
could
one that
think
I'm
about
most
some
familiar with, of
crystals.
course, is the 432 for the heart chakra. I'm not sure about the throat chakra.
And we could think about some crystals in terms of like blue turquoise, and
Aquamarine for
yes,
sure.
aquamarine. Uh,
Lapis lazuli.
yes, lapis lazuli. And I'm blanking when it comes to essential oils. I'm gonna get it though.
Eucalyptus, which is fresh on
Ah,
me from the Sacred Women's Book Club.
okay.
Yep.
All right. That is good. So all those things
Um,
nurturing the throat
Flower
chakra.
essences. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Flower essence is calendula sticks with me. There were a list of other ones, but calendula is one that I was already working with, and I had in the house, so that's one that I like to use as well. And the color yellow, essentially. Blue, of course, for the throat chakra, but yellow, bringing in that energy of expansion, high vibration, happiness, also helps to
And
balance the throat
self-confidence.
chakra.
Yeah, the solar plexus is associated with yellow, and that's the confidence, right?
Yep.
You do need the confidence to be able to use your voice. It says 7 foot 41 hertz is the
Okay.
frequency for the throat.
All right.
Um,
Right now, where's my pen?
741.
741.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, what was that?
741. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the frequency for the throat chakra. In terms of breathing, breath work, you can inhale and then when you exhale, release sound or sigh. That way you're stimulating the throat chakra when you are as you're breathing. And in terms of yoga, I'm thinking cat cow, definitely the cow pose, neck rolls, and even like a cobra pose would also, or a sphinx pose also stimulates the throat chakra. So while we are talking about, well, actually, we're going to move on. I'm going to just share with you guys a resource in terms of boosting confidence and self-worth. And it's a free resource on my site, so you can download it for free. And it's just a few tips in terms of what you can do to build that self-confidence. All right. So let's talk about authentic leadership and purpose. What does that phrase mean or look like to you?
Authentic leadership and purpose.
Yes.
Essentially, I feel like it looks like just living. I feel like that's our life's mission, to find our purpose. And with the throat chakra being our power to condense spirit into audible sound, the heart chakra is our navigational system for our flesh body. So a lot of that process is just following your heart. And just as simple as that sounds, it comes with the complexities of analyzing those decisions behind following your heart. And knowing that every decision that you make is creating a life behind it. And I also believe that all of these lives and things already exist. So you're kind of just choosing which one you'll end up in based on the decisions that you make. And all of them are beautiful. All of them have their different perks. And I'm learning now that it's just about finding the one that you want to exist in the most. Compared to like earlier on, when I was younger, it felt like which one is the right one? This one is not the right one. And that's not really how it works. It's just finding the one that resonates with you the most. And that's going to change because the only constant is change.
Right.
So it looks like my life. It looks like the creation of Living Love Boutique Art Exhibit Podcast, the starting of this Twitch and streaming journey, and essentially it looks like me going from working at Burger King and graduating college and feeling like I have to live a certain life to realizing that, as Miss Charissa said, if I want to exist in this world, I'll have to exist in these certain lines, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go this way and see where this takes me, and just having faith in God as you go through this process.
Yeah. You kind of answered some of the other questions that I was going to ask about vulnerability. You kind of addressed that somewhat. What about the idea of community and how that plays in your growth?
That's a big one. Community is something that I'm building right now, and I love community essentially just as somebody who resonates with the frequency of love. I was born on a Friday, um, which resonates with Venus and the heart chakra and everything. It's my favorite day of the week. Green is my favorite color. I feel like I'm a manifestation of love. Um, so I love community, and I realize that it's essential to life. Like a lot of work can be done with self through self, but that you'll reach a limit. where you have to exist in community, and this is a beautiful thing. And anything worth having doesn't come easy, so you have to learn how to exist in community, and this is something that I'm always open to doing. Right now, I'm in a stage of creating community around myself, and I'm realizing that I'm leaning into the balance of being compromising and being intentional about who I am and what I am compromising, and just knowing the power within me to create exactly what it is that was put on my mind and my heart. And just knowing that I can build community around me who truly loves and supports and are on the same mission that I am.
And I believe when you're aligned and you're with the people in the place where you're aligned, there isn't really much of a compromise because things just seem to fall into place the way, um, maybe not exactly how you want it, but it's aligned with your values and your purpose. So it doesn't really feel so much like you're sacrificing or giving up anything.
Thank you for saying that. That's very confirming. Because
Yeah.
society will have you believe, like, patriarchy will have you believe, work life will have you believe that you can't get this for this, you can't get exactly what you want. And it's like, I was created in the image of God. And so thank you for that.
Yeah, yeah, it exists. It exists. Um,
Definitely, it's a whole vibe when you with like-minded people. When you align, I had a lot of patience tested this year because at your job you don't get to pick and choose who comes in and out of your room per se. I've always used to been working alone in the room, and this year I had 3 extra coworkers in the room with me. So I had to exercise a lot of patience. It felt like work, 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 work. It didn't feel the ease of just coming there and doing my thing like it normally did because there was so many other people in the room, so many other opinions, and yeah. So my patience was tested. And what I learned from that is that although the waters were a little turbulent at times, because I do practice yoga, because I do practice meditation, because I am grounded, I was able to stay afloat and coexist and kind of bring more calmness to the situation once I was able to like really resonate and like think about it. You know what I mean? But at first, I have to tell you, Pandora's box was about to open up because I had reached my peak and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go in there with guns blazing. And then, I had to sit back and I did meditate on it and I thought about it and I said, what is that going to achieve? What outcome? How is that going to calm the waters in that room? Definitely, it wouldn't have because it would have made it worse. So, yeah, with the patience that was tested, I know that I have the tools to navigate through situations when I'm not in the room with like minded people and when I'm not on the same page as them and when they're coming with different types of situations that is beyond my control. Usually, it's usually an outside element anyway, something going on in their personal life that they're having difficulties with. or something that's going on financially with them. It's something, but it doesn't have anything to do with you.
Right.
I've
Right.
gotten better at recognizing this has nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
This has nothing at all to do with me. And that's the beauty of it, recognizing that it has nothing to do with you, and then shifting that energy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You don't necessarily have to fix or change anything if it has nothing to do with you. You just,
mhm,
as you say, you can choose to be more tolerant or step away. Right?
mhm.
Yeah. Um, so how can we use our voice to help support and build community? What is our responsibility to the community?
Well, here lately, I've ventured out into finding a local place, some local places. I went to Black Girl Everything. I went over there, I purchased a few things, and they had an event on Saturday. And I actually took the day off Friday because I had a slight procedure done. So I was looking at my phone, and it was supposed to be 10:30, not 1:30, and I went over there at 1:30.
Oh,
Yeah, so I missed the
over?
event. But
Okay.
I have their information, and I'm going to be reaching out to them and getting involved in some stuff.
Yeah,
Um, and also another lady
it's a great space.
who has a facility on Second Street. She just opened up a month ago. She has shea butter and some all natural soaps, and I purchased a few of them. They're multi, you can use them for your hair and your skin. They have aloe in them, so my hair is all natural, so it makes it really curly. She has shea butter. She collaborates with a couple of people who are bringing in things into her facility, like all natural scents.
Mm-hmm.
And also, an esthetician is on staff that she hired. She does body wraps and facials and stuff. And she asked me if I could do yoga there once a month. So I'm going to be going into that space and doing some stretching and some breathing and some yoga moves. I want to bring in some tea, tea, not Tai Chi, Qi Gong.
Mm-hmm.
I went with my cousin and took a course in Arsley. Um, Very interesting. So I'm going to bring in some of those things and a vision board. I'm going to have a event at the end of June.
Nice. Very nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking for local places to reach out to and to get involved in, because in that community in Mount Vernon, I'm in Mount Vernon. I moved to Mount Vernon. I was living in Yonkers. In that community, there's some people there that are making power moves as far as bringing
Mm,
certain things into the community, which is really nice because it's needed. And
definitely.
yeah.
Definitely.
And I know Gloria is definitely doing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing a lot of movement in that area.
Yeah.
Each one teach one.
Yeah. What about you, Maya, in terms of leadership and helping our communities?
So I am, as I mentioned in the beginning, working with melanated women, essentially doing moon circles. I currently host the Moon Day Night Self Love Session, which is a free virtual space through Microsoft Teams that I do every Monday. So we'll be on there tomorrow from 8 to 9. Um, and that's just a therapeutic space for us to get our week started, to dive back into the feminine energy and reclaim Moon Day, Monday, which they try to make the masculine start of the work week. I do that every week. In addition to that, I am just now starting to hold space on Twitch. So I just updated that schedule where we'll do a Monday check in We'll do a Wednesday night. Wednesday, I call it the Voice Vault. So that is where we'll do all things vocally, whether it be open mic, poetry, sharing, karaoke, or just having community conversations. But it will be some way wrapped around the vocal arts. And then on Friday, I do Free Friday, where it's just a community space for us to come and chat and talk, be free and release. And that is all hosted on Twitch. And in addition to that, I am currently building out Patreon, which will be a subscription based community for whoever is interested in joining. But we continue to do this self love work since for melanated women, but of course, this will be open to everybody because we all benefit from getting more in tune with self, getting more in tune with the self high, getting more connected with our creative gifts and expressions. And that is me. On top of that, you can currently find the things that I have already done on YouTube as far as my interviews and conversations. Yeah.
So what's one action step that you would encourage our viewers to take this week to honor their voice?
I would say journal. Absolutely journal. Because a lot of times we want others to see and validate the things that we feel and say when first we need to do so. And then I would say have a meaningful conversation with somebody you love.
It's interesting. I was going to mention before, but I forgot. But I used to write out what I was going to say to people before I said it to help like me clarify my thoughts and like build my confidence. Um, but that used to be something that I would do. I would like write them a letter and then I would feel more confident in terms of what I wanted to communicate when it was time to communicate it. Uh, the form of journaling.
Yep, letter writing is a great form of journaling.
Yeah. Um, So definitely, I think journaling is definitely a great way to use your expression. And like you said, having the conversations. And I think reaching out to people, just reach out to someone and have a authentic, organic conversation this week. I don't think we do that often enough. And part of the communicating is listening. And then how do you know what to communicate if you're not listening and tuning in to what's happening? So I would recommend just calling someone, and that goes back to what Maya started with in terms of like being authentic um and that's the only way I think in terms of building community is to just reach out and connect, authentically. And the question, why is it important? I think it's because we are not meant to do this all alone. And I always say, just because I know how to change a tire doesn't mean that I want to be out there changing it on the side of the highway. We all have different gifts, and when we come together, it's a beautiful thing. So why not come together and support each other instead of trying to walk this path all alone?
Ashe.
So I do want to play this song. Does anybody want to add anything? Stephanie says she speaks to herself in a mirror to practice conversations. That's giving me insecure flashbacks, but I love it definitely. Yeah, because you want to make sure that you're communicating in a way that's authentic but also clear, you know. So sometimes you do need to go over your talking points if it's something that, might be charged. So I do want to say that, this is just the beginning and I want these conversations to continue. So please join us. We are live once a month. Join the Facebook community. Reach out and follow Maya, follow the Wellness Connection LLC. So that way we stay connected and stay in community and can continue to have these conversations.
This was amazing, Queen. Thank you so much for having me. And if you get a chance, can you put the Facebook link in the chat?
Oh, I did, but I can do it again.
Oh, if it's there, let me find it. You gotta
I
be
think it
repeating
was
the
one of
word.
the first, it was the first one.
Yep, it's here. I got it.
Got it? Okay. Well, let's see if I can navigate this.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh,
I'm not 100% with technology. I think I have to share.
mm. Don't
Let me
worry.
open it
No
first.
worries.
I'm
And
trying to get
thank you. I
yeah.
finally got a chance to get into one of your sessions because I always, I don't know what's happening.
I'm glad you were
Like
able to
sometimes
make
I get
it.
so Yeah, I get so busy with different things, and then I say, "Oh, the time passed." Oh my God, not again.
I'm gonna try this.
Which
I'm not sure if this is gonna work because I might have to do something for the sound.
what's the profile picture for the group? I clicked the link and it took me to like the search
Like
result.
some post-it notes, with some positive affirmations on there. So let me
Gotcha.
know if you can hear.
Got a plan and I got a vision for understanding. You can get missing. I want you.
Are you able to hear the sound when I share?
It's a little bit muffled.
I think there's something I'm supposed to do for the audio.
Is it by the Wellness Warriors by Nicole on here?
I don't know about Nicole. I don't know who that is.
It says by Nicole Bozeman. This is the only one that's like posting notes though. Um, is the link somewhere else?
Um,
There's the
Like, is
Keisha.
it in your email or something? Because I can go there and find it.
I will send it to you if that's not working. Because I
Okay.
think if I
My travel division. I'm taking aim and I shoot with precision.
I
I'm
hear
does
it
that
too
sound
now.
better?
Yes.
You can hear it now?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna come back to the beginning.
right. I got a vision. I got a plan and I got a vision. You don't understand and you can get missing. I won't let you ruin my travel division. I'm taking aim and I shoot with precision. I'm really the girl that this girl's wanna be. So naturally feminine, but still a G. Wish she got her vibe, she feel it from me. Wish she got her, but I'm never tripping, you know how I do. I'm glad I could sprinkle some game on you, boo. I just let souls flow to me like water. Stunning these boys and these girls are my daughter. Aquarius energy, who I'm too wavy. 25 and I still ain't got no babies. I'm making sure that the path that I'm paving is sturdy enough to maintain a foundation. I'm talking knowledge of stuff and creation. God in the flesh, legends in the make. My babies gon' know what they bring to the table. If you disrespect, then they flipping the table. Make sure they know that they are fully able to manifest what they imagine, no fable. I'm talking home birth and homeschool, ain't no cable. Immediate raising my children, you crazy, you do what you want. I'm not in a hating, but I'm just different. The picture I'm painting, yeah, that shit vivid. I hope you can see. But it do not matter, cause it's meant for me. Me and you ain't got the same prescription. I got a plan and I got a vision. You don't understand and you can get missing. I won't let you ruin my travel division. I'm taking aim and I shoot with precision. I'm really the girl that these girls wanna be. So naturally feminine, but still a G. Where she get her vibe, she stole it from me. But I'm never tripping, you know how I do. I'm glad I could sprinkle some game on you, boo. I just let souls flow to me like water. Stunning these boys and these girls are my daughter. I thought I was done, but let's run this shit back. This ain't poetry, but you know I'm a snap. Every beat, get it like a snack. I'm really the greatest to do it, no cap. God gave me a gift and I'm running with that. My enemy, yeah, you don't wanna be that. Cause God got my back like thunder, she clap. Cause God got my back like thunder, she clap. Headshot with a red dot. I ain't even gotta pull no trigger. I'd rather split love in the streets and shed blood in the streets. Cause my purpose a little bit bigger. However, I do as I'm told, so don't get too bold. Cause spirit is meant to me sick. My trap full of guys, goddesses, warriors, monsters. Yeah, I know how to pick them. I make sure we pray and we stay on our pivot. Cause I got a plan and I got a vision. You don't understand and you can get missing. I won't let you ruin my travel division. I'm taking aim and I shoot with precision. I'm really the girl that these girls wanna be. So naturally feminine, but still a G. When she got her vibe, she stole it from me. But I'm never tripping, you know how I do. I'm glad I could sprinkle some game on you, boo. I just let souls flow to me like water. Stunning these boys and these girls are my daughters. Yeah, I'm really hurt. God, you ain't crazy, baby. Thank you, baby.
That was amazing. Thank you so much. So, what a way to share your voice.
Thank you. That's my baby. My first released single.
I love it. I love it. Definitely, you definitely own that. And I saw you embody it while you were listening. So I love it. Definitely. Thank you so much. It's really, I feel so blessed to be able to share space with you all today and to get to know you a little better, Maya. um, it's
Likewise.
really, yeah, really a blessing. Thank you. And I'm so grateful for this community.
Yes, thank you. And I'm
Thank
looking
you,
forward to
ladies.
coming back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you,
definitely. Let's be
ladies. It was
doing more.
nice.
Yes, and we'll be seeing each other hopefully again soon.
Yeah. I haven't seen you in a while.
I know I live in Delaware now, so but I do
No.
come up. I've done some stuff over there in Mount Vernon with Dr. Glow, so
Hmm.
um, I'm back and forth. You know how it
Yeah,
is.
I'll check her events out because I
Yeah.
have her information now, so it's easy for me to check in.
I have a shelf in the store too.
You do?
Yeah, with my chakra bracelets.
Oh, those I looked at the chakra bases, but I didn't know they were yours.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go. Well, I told her I was gonna come back in there again too to look around, and I saw some beads as well, some waist beads.
Yes, yeah. A lot of nice gems there. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so
All
definitely let's
right.
stay connected, keep in touch, keep being amazing, and let's share and support each other.
You too, ladies. All is well.
Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Stephanie, for contributing as well. All right.
Have a good one.
Peace and blessings, everyone.
You too.